What is up, my human friends? And welcome into Studio Day Halfree, where we will talk about your Cowboys news of the day. And boy, do we got some big ones today. Sounds like Tyron Smith will likely not play against the Denver Broncos, which means it's time to start freaking out and figuring out, what are we doing here? What is this ankle situation? What do these bone spurs mean, coach? Is this something we can clean up in a couple of weeks? Get up in there? A little procedure? Or is this something that's just going to linger and heal and he'll be better? But regardless, that is a problem for another day. The problem for today is, what are they going to do on the offensive line when Mike McCarthy tells us earlier today that it would be tough for Tyron Smith to play this week. He said, quote, he would be pressed to play this week. He would not say who's going to practice the most at left tackle this week. So that's what I'm here for. I can walk you through this. I got you covered, okay? Now, I'm going to walk you through logic that doesn't necessarily mean it's what the Cowboys will do. My logic tells me a couple of things. One, the Cowboys love Terrence Steele. They love Terrence Steele, and he's played quite well. He was really good again last week. Clean sheet. No pressures, no nothing on Terrence Steele last week. My gut is that they'll leave Terrence Steele at right tackle. Now, my other gut is that they don't want to play Ty Nsekhe when La'el Collins is available. So I believe that La'el Collins is going to practice a bunch of left tackle this week, and I think he is the favorite to play left tackle this week. If it goes any other direction, the other direction that I could see it going, but my gut tells me this is not the case, is they meant for Terrence Steele to be the swing tackle, the backup at both tackle spots. That was the plan for this year before La'el Collins was suspended for 5 games. Terrence Steele was going to be your backup at both spots, so he's worked both spots. In theory, you could play Terrence Steele at left tackle. You could put La'el Collins where he's most comfortable at right tackle for 1 week, and then when Tyron Smith is ready, we could debate this all again. But the thing I do know about this coach so far is Mike McCarthy is a big fan of continuity on the offensive line. He talks about it all the time. How often can you keep all 5 guys together? So my gut tells me that the Cowboys will want to change 1 spot, not 2. So La'el Collins, if he can go through a week of practice and look capable of doing it, I think the smart money is on Terrence Steele as your right tackle, La'el Collins as your left tackle, and then next week we'll figure it out. Now, also, I read way into all sorts of things. So now I'm going to go from my guess and assumption into another guess and assumption of mine, which is that if Terrence Steele plays right tackle this week and La'el Collins plays left tackle this week to fill in for Tyron Smith, then it also means that right tackle job is Terrence Steele's right tackle job this season and probably beyond. Coaching staff loves him. He makes no money for the next 2 years. So if there's an opportunity for Terrence Steele to go play on the left and plug your right tackle back in and they don't do it, then that is Terrence Steele's position, at least until the end of the year, and I would assume for the next 2.5 years, which means a couple of different things for La'el Collins. It means that next year, La'el Collins will either be your left guard, which is fine, or be traded if they think that there is enough value for a guy, because you ain't going to have him become your swing tackle for the next year, 2, 3 years, making $10, $11 million a year. So let's keep an eye on what this offensive line looks like. They have not said who is going to, and it's on purpose. Mike McCarthy said, we'd rather Denver find out when they find out about who is going to be at left tackle, who's going to be at right tackle. And I do like this about this coaching staff. It's probably annoying to the fans who want to know everything at instantly. Let me know. You always want to know everything. But yeah, I'm down for this. I'm down for keeping your secrets. But this intrepid reporter's guess, left tackle, La'el Collins, left guard, Connor Williams, center, Tyler Biadasz, right guard, Zach Martin, right tackle, Terrence Steele. Only 1 moving part as opposed to 2. I wouldn't be shocked if they put Terrence on the left and La'el at right, though. Don't worry about that. Go with your gut. Go with what you believe. I'm going with what I believe. Now, other things that need to be talked about. Cowboys are hopeful that Michael Gallup can play Sunday. It'll be determined by how he practices this week, but they are hopeful that he can play Sunday. Good news about when Michael Gallup comes back. It is not as difficult or definitive a decision as what's going on at right tackle, what's going on at left tackle, because unless something goes terribly wrong and you play awful or you get hurt, your right and left tackle play every snap of the game. At wide receiver, it ain't like that. You see Noah Brown each week. You see, 4 guys playing. When Michael Gallup gets back, I don't think he's going to step in and play 80 or 90% of the plays. I think he will work back in. There will be an opportunity for Cedrick Wilson to still get a lot of snaps. Michael Gallup will get snaps, and it'll just give you an extra weapon at your disposal to put guys in different spots. I've said before, when he's all the way back, I do like that you can put Michael Gallup at the X, which is the wide receiver that lines up opposite the tight end. He's on the line of scrimmage. He gets to fist fight with corners right when the ball is snapped. And then Amari Cooper can be off the ball, playing the Z, and in the slot you can have CD or vice versa. I think that sets you up to just massacre people, and Michael Gallup gives you the ability to have another guy that can play the X, and so that's a good thing. So if Michael Gallup plays this week, I don't think he's going to just walk back in and take all the snaps from Cedrick Wilson. I think they'll slow roll him back in, and they'll have 4 wide receivers, and Gallup will play plenty, and Wilson will play plenty. Let's see, another question I got from the people. Why so little of Kelvin Joseph? I would say about that to get used to it. Anthony Brown has had a good year. He's had a good year. The Cowboys' pass defense this year on the whole has been good. You've actually been above league average. Now, you've probably played average or below league average quarterbacks. And defense, this is going to be some nerd stuff for you. Defensive rankings tend to reflect what offenses you've played. Offenses are predictable and sustainable. Defenses not so much. So the Cowboys' defensive rankings in some ways may come back to earth a little bit as they go through a stretch of playing some decent quarterbacks. But on the whole, you've been a pretty good pass defense. Anthony Brown has been a considerable part of that. He's played well this year. If you think that he's played poorly, I think what's really jumping out in your brain is just Tampa, when their second/third wide receivers are Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown. Now, will there come a time where you have to play those guys again? Perhaps, mayhaps, and maybe not. But on the whole, Anthony Brown's had a good year. Jordan Lewis, I would not say he's had a good year, but I will say that last week I thought he had a great week. I thought he played great. Physical, big stops, good in coverage. I just don't think there's a natural spot for Kelvin Joseph, who just got his first real NFL action as a special teamer. There is no spot that you're just going to be like, go take that guy's job. Hey, Anthony, come here. Hey, Trayvon. Hey, Jordan, come here. I just don't think that spot exists for Kelvin Joseph right now. It's going to require one of two things. One, a sustained level of playing really, really well in practice where it's clear that, holy cow, we got to get that guy on the field. Or big struggles from one of your existing starting cornerbacks, and you haven't had either of those things happen yet. So Kelvin Joseph is going to watch football and play special teams, and there is nothing wrong with that. The hope is that long-term he can be a quality starting NFL cornerback, and nothing about his career so far is going to guide us in either direction to have an opinion on that, so we will just see what happens. So that is your big news of the day. The Cowboys are trying to hide who's going to be their left tackle and who's going to be their right tackle. This intrepid reporter's prediction is that your right tackle will be Terrence Steele, your left tackle will be Lyle Collins, and you can internet punch me in the face if I'm wrong, because that's the way that it goes sometimes. Oh, and somebody asked, will Aaron Rodgers be suspended? You can't even talk about COVID in the NFL without people getting mad about you talking about COVID. I'll be kind of surprised if he's not suspended, right? Aaron Rodgers has been living the unvaccinated NFL player life, or the vaccinated NFL player life, as an unvaccinated player. If the reports are true, Garofalo and Rappaport are saying our dude is not vaccinated. He said back in August that he was immunized, and I guess the league and the team was just like, sounds good to us. Rock and roll, Aaron. Like, what is the process in the NFL of proving it? And I do not want to argue with any of you about a vaccine or about COVID. Just about the funny of Aaron Rodgers just being like, yes, I'm immunized. And now the report is that he's not vaccinated, which just means he had COVID once, and he was like, that's right, I'm immunized because I had it. And they were just like, okay, that means vaccinated. You may now move about the facility as the rules say that a vaccinated player can, even though you're not vaccinated. I want to know if he has a McLovin card. That's all I want to know. Leave in the comments what you want to talk about tomorrow. YouTube.com/Jeff Cavanaugh. Please don't leave any comments about vaccines or COVID. Please. And leave how many receiving yards CeeDee Lamb is going to have this week in the comments. Who do you think is going to be the left tackle? Who do you think is going to be the right tackle? Slap that up in the comments. Let's have ourselves a good time. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everybody. I love you. Bye.